Yo, peep game, man. Now for my picks for the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. And boy, my second round picks were horrendous. I got the Nuggets and Suns completely wrong. I got the games right for LA and the Warriors, and I got the games right for the Heat and Knicks. But I picked the wrong teams for all three of those. The only one I got right was Boston. And like I said in that video, one thing I was right about is like the whole James Harden thing. But maybe I underestimated the Lakers against the Warriors. Anyhow, now to reflect, I'm gonna do the Eastern Conference first, then I'll do the Western Conference. Eastern Conference, this is one of the wildest playoffs I've ever seen. This is insane. I cannot believe the Heat. They beat the Bucks, which shocked me. 'Cause I thought the Bucks would have swept them. Then they beat the Knicks. I should have known better to pick the Knicks because they're the Knicks. Anytime you think they're gonna do something, they'll let you down. In this time, but for this one, the way that I think Boston has had a slightly tougher road, especially the second round. They had to go against the MVP, all-star level player or level player with James Harden, even though James Harden shrinks a lot in the playoffs. And they beat them boys, man. And Jason Tatum dropping 51 in the closeout game. That's insane. Gotta salute that. Gotta respect that. However, I gotta go with Boston, man. I gotta go with Boston. I'm going with Boston in 7 with this series. I'm probably going. It's a possibility I'll be wrong again because it's like, oh yeah, you got in the Heat again. I said, yeah. I feel like their luck is gonna run out at some point. You know what I mean? I did not think they would even be sniffing the finals, but I think Boston has a slightly better team than the Heat. The Heat is just basically Jimmy Butler, Bam, and then role players. There's like that X Factor player. I don't see it, you know, and I do think Boston plays good enough defense consistently to be able to beat them. This should be a very entertaining and hard-fought series, but I'm gonna slightly go with Boston because they got the experience. They both got the experience going to the finals, and Boston's got some young dogs, and they're a lot healthier, in my opinion, than the Heat are. So I'm going with Boston in 7 yet again for this series, and I got them going to the finals. Now, the Lakers and Nuggets. This is going to be interesting because AD will show up against Joker. You know, AD's a much better defender than Joker. The Lakers have shown they got some depth. The LeBron James, the last series, if you really think about it, only had one really good game. If you really think about it, you look at the numbers and all that. So he's kind of been coasting, which is very, very scary. You know, the Lakers, their role players are playing their roles, and they beat down the Warriors, especially in Game 6. They beat them like a drum. This also should be an interesting series, but man, I feel like Joker got something to prove. Like Joker had one bad game. Yeah, I think Joker had one bad game in the playoffs. You know, AD's had did the every other game against Memphis, and then like he picked it up better against the Warriors. Excuse me, but I'm gonna say this, man. With the Nuggets actually having a really good team, and they seem like they have everything you need for a championship team, and that they have the greatest home court advantage in the NBA with the altitude affecting the visiting team. I'm gonna go Nuggets in 7. I know picking against LeBron in a game 7 is wishing it is wishing for your money to be taken if you're betting on that. Um, but I just feel like the home court advantage for the Nuggets is too great. Um, I do think these next two games with the Lakers and Nuggets, I feel like they'll split them, and I think they'll split the other two. I know the Lakers haven't lost at home since like March or something ridiculous. Yeah, it's been insane. That trade deadline moves have helped the Lakers greatly. Actually, put together a cohesive team and a team that fits. You know, but I feel like Joker got something to prove. I know AD is going to be hounding him, and it's going to be up to the other guys. It's going to be up to Murray. Michael Porter's going to have to show up. But I do think the first four games would be splits at each other's home court, and I think then the home court will like really make a difference when it comes to game 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going with the Nuggets in 7. I gotta give credit to the Lakers, the great moves they made on the trade deadline, and being looking like a actual NBA team, man. I know I joked the Lakers the past year and a half. I can't really roast them anymore. They're in the conference finals, so I feel like there's going to be a hard fought series as well. AD, I think, will show up, but I do think there'll be a couple games he'll slack off. Same thing with Joker. I think there'll be a couple games that Joker will probably have like 20, 25 points, but it'll be on a bad shooting percentage. But this series is going to be very, very interesting, and I'm just wondering when if LeBron can still has great games in him because he is older. I mean, he is relying a bit more on his teammates than he did in the past. That's not a knock against LeBron, but and he has played his role. Other than Game 6 against the Warriors, he basically ran ruckshot on them. But who I got in the finals, I got Boston and Denver in the finals. Be easy, everybody. Deuces.